Look, give it up.
Right. I was just kidding.
But you know, you have some people that I've worked in, that I've done all kind of jobs. And I got guys that started with me straight out of high school driving forklifts that's still doing that. And that's what they like. That's what they were good at. Right. That's what they are good at. So, you know, it's not to downplay anybody. It's just that you have to do what God has set into motion for you to do. And right. I just believe firmly that if you're good at something and it's positive, it's got to be something that God bless you with. So, you know, that's what I believe. You ought to go ahead and move with it. So,
yeah,
you know,
too.
Now, you know, everybody's been talking about the death of Michael Jackson, and you can't ignore it. It's something that you got to talk about, because it's almost like you're losing a family member, a brother. So even if you didn't like him or whatever you thought about it, you still had a certain level of respect for something that he did or done. But you got a chance to actually get to meet Mike and know him a little bit personally as a musical influence. So, you know, losing him, what did that mean to you?
Man, it was, I'm gonna try to be cool, but it was like, man, almost losing my father or something, you know what I mean? Like a close family member, because he was, if Mike knew you, he knew you. You know, he would call you out the blue, you know what I'm saying, just to mess with you about something. That he was just that funny, you know what I mean? He was a funny guy. He played a lot of jokes, man. And I'm just gonna miss him, man. And his talent, you know, when he's focused, man, he's focused. You know what I mean? I remember the first time I came in the studio and he was there, scared the whole dude out of me. Because I'm in there, you know, I hear Teddy, because we rehearsing, you know, getting ready for tour while he's working on
the Blackstreet tour.
Yeah, while he's working on Michael's, you know, Dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Which a lot of people don't know that Teddy Riley actually did produce
the whole record.
Yeah.
He did the whole record,
yeah.
But too. Matter of fact, that was, the first time I met him, I walked into the studio. We was working on our album, and he hadn't, I didn't know he was in town. I knew he was coming, but I didn't know he was in town. I just heard Teddy working on something, banging real hard. So I walked in the studio, and I said, Teddy, man, I'm trying, and Teddy wouldn't pay attention to me. You know, he just was focused, looking the other way.
And
I'm
that's
like,
unusual. Now you
right.
His man.
Exactly.
You his go-to man.
And so that kind of, you know, took me. I was like, dude, Teddy, what's? And then I looked up and I saw Michael, and I was like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said the word though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because first of all, he was real bright, and he was just over the corner. You know, doing his thing. He wasn't even looking. You know what I mean? And it scared me, man, to the point where I jumped and I ran out the studio.
Well, so I can only imagine seeing two greats like Teddy Riley over here, and he doing his thing, and then you got D-Man Michael over
in
here
the corner,
walking up.
Not even behind the console. He was in the corner, facing the wall,
doing his thing.
Just feeling the music. He was singing something, didn't know what he was singing, but you know, you heard him making them noise and facing. His face was just straight at the wall.
Yeah. And
he was doing this, you know. I'm like, I gotta go. Bye.
So you know, I saw Teddy, and you and I, you got me texting and stuff like Teddy was on CNN
right.
The other Sunday morning. He kind of lost it when they was interviewing him about Mike, and that you know, I could feel where he was coming from, because you just don't have that kind of presence in your life. You know, it would be almost like me. For me, you know, somebody that touched me real big. When I was doing gospel, you know, I remember going to my first gospel concert. My aunt carried me when I had the big white shoes on. Remember the big white sitting there on the front, looking at the blind boys, and, you know, thinking about that kind of, you know, wanting to be a part of that. So, and I could feel where Teddy was coming from, you know, because he had claimed so much success, and to have Michael Jackson call you up and ask you to work, not just on one song, but the entire project, you know, must have been a great experience for him.
it was cool. It was cool. Once I got over my fear, we was able to, sit in the studio and
Do your thing, yeah. So now, everybody want to know, because whole industry has been talking about it. It's been a buzz. The guy at Blackstreet reunion. What's up with that?
Well, after Jesus, let me see.
Because now you actually was at the public announcement, I guess you must say, in Atlanta when y'all performed it or whatever.
Yeah,
these guys got back together.
It's actually been 13 years since we've been apart, and now it's just I'm at peace with them. You know what I mean? Before, everybody wasn't in the right place. I wasn't in the right place. My mind was, and I just wouldn't do it. But we've all grown since then, and we now said, okay, now it's time. So we getting ready to do it. We getting ready to do the Blackstreet Guy reunion tour and album, and it's gonna be hot.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be hot. So look, man, you work with a lot of different people and that sort of thing. You work with almost everybody. So just real briefly, two things I want you to do. First, I want you to give the young cats that's trying to get into the business or just starting, whether it be in marketing and promotions or radio or writing or playing or whatever, give them some tips or whatever, some knowledge, because you've been around a long time and you've been very successful at doing it.
Well, pretty much, man. All I would tell you to do is definitely go get educated about what it is that you're trying to break into. There's a lot of snakes out here, a lot of people that want to, extort your talent, and use you. So you got to be smart enough, and don't just jump at the first thing. You have to be smart enough to say no. No is one of the best weapons, especially for now, because it's people out here that claim they can do something for you, but they can't do nothing more for you than you can do for yourself. So really educate yourself. And for me, I always say pray and ask God for direction.
With God first.
Yeah.
No doubt. So, who are some of your musical influences? Some of the people that we know, Mike. You can't get around that. So.
Yeah, not at all. Definitely, number one is Donny Hathaway. Definitely, and Charlie Wilson.
Uncle Charlie.
Yes, sir. Uncle Charlie. And if I call him anything but Uncle Charlie, he's gonna kick my tail. And I have to say, hands down, Marvin Winans has always been a big influence on me. So those are pretty much the, of course Marvin Gaye, but those are pretty much the top.
Right. Well, look, man, one other thing, I found a lot of younger guys mimicking you. Like you talk about Donny Hathaway, who was phenomenal and very overshadowed by a lot of people. But you hear people try to sing like Luther. You've heard people try to sing like Charlie and different. But I remember one cat saying, a young brother that we know very well that just started a few years ago, that was singing, and you were surprised when he did an interview and said that when they asked him who did he try to sound like or sing like, and he said he was mimicking you.
Wow.
Yeah. Urban Mystic. Yeah.
That is funny, man.
Yeah, but it's that's got to be a great honor.
It is. It really is. It really is. Because he sounds more like my cousin KC to me. But then again, KC and I, we kind of got the same kind of thing going on. We've been around each other for so long since we was kids. It's just like we gonna sound like each other.
Right.
That is an honor, man. Big up to Urban Mystic. He's one of the ones.
The man. My man, Herb.
He's one of the ones that can hold it down.
And Bodine, Big Bo, Big Bodine.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, look, hey, D, thanks, man.
No problem,
Hanging out with us.
Anytime.
Talking about the music, all right? We're going to have you back, because we roll like that, all right?
Most definitely.
All right. Talking to your boy, D Holler, and my main man right here, talking about the music. Now, don't forget, if you want to check out some scenes or behind-the-scenes footage from today's show. You can check us out at www.iflashfilm.com, okay? With your boy D Holla and me talking about the music, my man.
My man. Don't forget the Gucci's. Bye.